Adam Silver has caused quite a stir in WNBA world because he just went on the Today Show and he was talking about the WNBA CBA, and here's what he had to say. He said, "I think share isn't the right way to look at it because there's so much more revenue in the
WNBA is now facing serious turmoil. Commissioner Cathy Engelbert and NBA Commissioner Adam Silver are reportedly clashing behind the scenes. Players are frustrated, team owners are worried, and the league's future may depend on one person, Caitlin Clark. The situation is hard to ignore. The same player who helped lift the league to new heights could now be at the center of the conflict, tearing it apart. So, who is really in charge anymore? The disagreement between Cathy Engelbert and Adam Silver has been building for a while, but now it has become impossible to keep out of the public eye.
Cycle of collective bargaining, and they deserve it. So what he's talking about here is the revenue share that the players have been fighting for. So essentially what the players have said in these negotiations is that they want to be paid more when it comes to their salary, but they also want a higher percentage of the revenue split, because currently they are only getting 9% of that revenue split. But we have went over it a million times, you guys. The structure of the WNBA, the finances in the WNBA, and the structure of the finances.
And the reason behind it all is Caitlin Clark. Yes, the very player who increased TV ratings, filled arenas, and made the WNBA a major topic of conversation every week has unexpectedly become the center of a growing battle between league officials and the players' union. Here's what's happening in simple terms. The WNBA is currently negotiating a new collective bargaining agreement, known as the CBA. These talks decide issues like player salaries, bonuses, league finances, and most importantly, how revenue is divided. In other words, everyone is debating who should receive what share. Adam Silver recently appeared on the Today Show and made a statement that caught many people by surprise. He said that looking at it as revenue sharing is not the right approach because the NBA generates far more income. But he also added that WNBA players will earn more money in this new agreement because they deserve it.
As you know, they're calling for, players in the WNBA are calling for more money. They 9%, I believe, accordingly. They get 9% of total revenue compared to roughly 50% of the revenue of NBA players. Should they be getting a larger share of the revenue in the WNBA?
Yes. I mean, I think the share isn't the right way to look at it because there's so much more revenue in the NBA. I think you should look at it in absolute numbers in terms of what they're making, and they are going to get a big increase in this cycle of collective bargaining.
But not a larger percentage. In simple terms, the message was clear. Players could expect higher pay, but not a bigger share of the league's revenue. That is where Cathy Engelbert's problems really started. As soon as Adam Silver made those comments, the WNBPA, the players' union, reacted immediately. They responded with a sarcastic social media post that directly tagged Adam Silver and wrote, "Don't want to share Adam Silver." This wasn't posted by a fan account or someone pretending to represent the players. It came from the official WNBA Players Association account, making their frustration impossible to ignore. The situation became even more tense after that. The league then answered by saying the union statement was misleading. According to league officials, the WNBA had already proposed an uncapped revenue sharing model connected to the league's future growth. Their response basically suggested that an offer had already been made, but the union was not recognizing it. That left Cathy Engelbert caught in the middle, trying to ease the growing anger from the players while also avoiding a public disagreement with Adam Silver, who still oversees much of the league's financial support. One important fact that often gets overlooked is that the WNBA does not fully own its own business. The league controls only 42% of its operations, while the NBA owns another 40%, and the remaining 18% belongs to outside investors who joined in 2022 when the league was looking for additional funding.
Now, in true WNBPA fashion, they decided to clap back on their Instagram account to Adam Silver's remarks, and they posted this. They said, "Don't want to share at Adam Silver." So they literally tagged Adam Silver, used a screenshot from this interview, and posted this in their Instagram story. You guys, I do not know what they think doing that will accomplish. You know how there's that meme where it's like 0 days of whatever? It's like 0 days of
professional? Nope. Entertaining? Absolutely.
Was like, we call BS and we see you. It's like, I don't understand what posting this does besides stir up more drama. People are like, ooh, look at them. Look, it's like, no, we're acting like children. Should be acting like a professional organization. You have to work out these things at the negotiating table, not on social media. Like, this is so childish to me. And when I saw this, it just reminded me of how draining it is sometimes to cover this league, because it's like seriously?
This also means that even if Kathy Engelbert wanted to give players a 50-50 revenue split like the NBA, she simply cannot, because the league does not have that authority. At the same time, the players are challenging the very person who has played a major role in keeping the league financially supported, Adam Silver. That is why owners, investors, and sponsors are becoming increasingly concerned. If the players refuse to compete until a new agreement is reached, the WNBA could face its first ever lockout, and the timing could not be worse. The current CBA deadline falls on Halloween, creating a tense situation for everyone involved. The players insist they are fighting for fairness. They believe they have been undervalued for years and want a larger share of league revenue instead of only receiving higher salaries. On the surface, that argument sounds reasonable. However, there is one major issue. The WNBA has never consistently made a profit, even during the surge in popularity created by Caitlin Clark through sold-out arenas, higher television ratings, and stronger ticket sales. In simple terms, the league is still losing money, while players are asking for a larger share of those financial losses. That is the point Adam Silver has been making, although he presents it in a more careful way. Kathy Engelbert avoids saying it directly because she knows how quickly public opinion could turn against her. The players are not focused on financial reports. Instead, they point to Caitlin Clark's impact. They highlight the packed arenas, record-breaking ratings, and booming jersey sales as proof that the league has finally reached a new level of popularity and deserves greater financial rewards. The uncomfortable reality is that they have a valid point. Without Caitlin Clark, this debate likely would not even exist. Her popularity gave owners stronger bargaining power for a new media rights agreement, attracted new sponsors, doubled attendance, and pushed television ratings up by nearly 400%. Nearly every statistic being used to support higher player compensation is tied directly to her success. That is why this situation feels both ironic and serious. Adam Silver is essentially telling Kathy Engelbert that the players are demanding more money because of the success created by her biggest star. The league became heavily dependent on the Caitlin Clark effect, and now it is dealing with the consequences. When Clark was injured earlier in the season, everything quickly slowed down. Ratings declined, sports shows talked less about the WNBA, and ESPN's coverage struggled so much that one of its new WNBA programs was canceled after only a few weeks. That injury gave league owners a harsh reminder that much of the recent excitement disappeared without her. Adam Silver almost certainly noticed those numbers. His position is likely that a 50% revenue split makes little sense when the league's biggest growth depends so heavily on one player. Remove Caitlin Clark from the picture, and the numbers drop dramatically. Meanwhile, many players argue that the league is growing because of everyone's contributions. Silver would likely point to the ratings during Clark's absence as evidence that tells a different story. As a result, Kathy Engelbert is caught between two difficult realities: the growing expectations of the players and the financial concerns raised by Adam Silver. Every statement released by either side now feels like an attempt to limit the damage. The Players' Union accuses the league of delaying negotiations, while the league claims the union is misrepresenting its offers. Fans have started taking sides, and sponsors are carefully watching the situation before deciding whether to renew future partnerships. The entire dispute is beginning to resemble a boardroom drama, with Caitlin Clark's name appearing in almost every conversation. Whether she wants that attention or not, she has become the symbol of the league's success, the main example used to justify higher salaries, and the strongest bargaining tool during negotiations. Even former WNBA players like Rebecca Lobo have acknowledged this reality. Years ago, there was always concern that the NBA might eventually decide supporting the WNBA was no longer worthwhile. Today, franchise values have increased significantly, and the league itself is viewed as much more valuable. Still, many believe that rise in value is closely connected to the popularity of one player. Everyone involved seems to understand that fact, even if very few are willing to admit it publicly. The league's future has become closely connected to Caitlin Clark, creating enormous pressure for everyone in charge. Adam Silver understands it. Kathy Engelbert understands it. The players understand it as well. Now the disagreement has shifted toward deciding who deserves credit for Clark's impact and who should benefit financially from it. The surprising part is that despite all the attention, the WNBA continues to operate without making a profit. Its new media rights agreement has grown to around $260 million, but that amount is still very small compared to the NBA's multi-billion-dollar deals. Many people criticize the WNBA because players currently receive about 9% of league revenue. However, if the league is not producing profits, that percentage becomes much less meaningful. The Players' Union continues demanding greater financial transparency, suggesting the league is hiding important information. Some players have even argued that the NBA is making money from the WNBA. Supporters of the current structure respond that the NBA has been financially supporting the league for nearly 30 years. Cathy Engelbert cannot easily say that publicly because it would create even more controversy. If the NBA ever decided to stop providing support, many believe the WNBA would struggle to survive for very long. Now the players are discussing the possibility of walking away, while league officials quietly worry about what would happen if that actually occurred. The image of women's basketball reaching a new level of success could quickly fall apart if a future season were disrupted. If that happened, many people would likely connect the situation to the Caitlin Clark era. Not because Clark caused the problem, but because her success exposed how fragile the league's financial foundation still is. She raised expectations to a level that even owners are finding difficult to match. As a result, league executives remain under intense pressure. Cathy Engelbert is trying to keep everyone united. Adam Silver continues speaking carefully. Players keep expressing their frustration online, and Caitlin Clark is likely focused only on improving her game in Iowa. She probably has no idea that her success has unintentionally fueled a major conflict between league leadership and the Players' Union. Instead of settling down, the tension continues to grow. Reports of disagreements between Cathy Engelbert and Adam Silver appear almost daily, and what began as a disagreement over financial comments has developed into a much larger leadership struggle inside the WNBA. The reality is that both Engelbert and Silver have valid points, but both also face difficult challenges. The reality is that both sides have valid arguments, but both also have weaknesses. Adam Silver understands that the WNBA still depends heavily on NBA support. He knows the league has never produced steady profits, and without financial backing from the NBA and its owners, the WNBA would struggle to survive. That is why when players ask for a 50% revenue split like NBA players receive, Silver is not trying to dismiss them. From his point of view, he is looking at the financial reality. It is difficult to